I'm Mo Wright, president of RAMA Consulting Group, originally from Sharpsburg, North Carolina. Sharpsburg is probably one of the biggest little towns you ever go to. It's about 45 minutes east of Raleigh, North Carolina. It's very rural, family oriented. It's folks who everyday Southern folk who just like to have a good time, make a good living, and to support each other. So, North Carolina living is slow and easy, but good. Middle and high school, I think middle school I was really involved in it. Actually in sports, I was still playing football, baseball, up in time. My mother passed away when I was in the 8th grade, so I kind of focused there, kind of started to look at different kinds of more academic kinds of things. High school for me was kind of a, let's figure out what you're gonna do with the rest of your life. I didn't want to be poor. So it really was focused on, what do I need to do academically to get to where I wanted to be. I got really involved with an organization called Future Business Leaders of America. In fact, I was a state officer for that. Went around the country, both competing in things like impromptu speaking and public speaking, as well as just all kinds of other business-related courses. And so that probably gave me my foundation for business, really just being around other aspiring, at that point, high school students who all shared some interest in business. Well, I kind of got to Columbus in a roundabout way. For me, actually, I left North Carolina and went to work on Capitol Hill and found out that I wanted to be somewhere a little different than DC, but I still love public policy, and I wanted to be in a city where particularly African Americans were doing well and had some level in terms of government and politics.
I am Bo Chilton, CEO of Impact Community Action. I first met Mo at a national convention, Alpha Convention, and being the VIP he is, he was shouted out at the luncheon and found out that he would be attending Ohio State. This was 15 years ago. And I was sitting at the table next to him, so I gave him my card because I was a graduate of Ohio State and also worked there. So I told him to give me a holler when he gets to Ohio State.
My name is Charlita Tavares, and I am the Executive Director of the Multi-Ethnic Advocates for Cultural Competence. I'm also a state senator. I met Mo Wright probably about 7-8 years ago. And I met him through my work with the Multi-Ethnic Advocates for Cultural Competence originally.
Actually, as you know, the name RAMA, R-A-M-A, actually is a derivative of the two founding partners' first letters of their first names. Most people don't know that. They ask that question a lot. So the R.A., Raul Davis, my good friend and former business partner, Matarian, the M.A. comes from there. And so we always had this agreement that said, I call it the Tina Turner scenario, that the name was going to stay home if we ever decided to sever our partnership. We started out doing student leadership development, and that's really where the vision came from. And then from there, we saw an opportunity to grow the business over time and went in some new directions, but that's kind of where we started.
My name is Tiffany Wright, and I currently serve as a fiscal officer for the RAMA companies. Mo is a perfectionist, and he's about excellence, and anyone who works with him must bring their A game at all times, including me. So I've learned from working with the RAMA flow to always be on my A game, to always strive for excellence in everything that I do and always put my best foot forward.
I'm the amazing T Street, and I am the proprietor of Street Talk with the Amazing T Street. I'm also the Education Program Director for the Office of Outreach and Engagement at The Ohio State University. So I've had the opportunity to work with Mo personally and individually, using Mo as a financial advisor and as a counselor personally. But I've also had the opportunity to work for RAMA because one of the things that Mo is very clear about is it's important to lift as you climb. And so one of the very first contracts I got when I started my own company was working with RAMA to do a project around the state for Mo.
I'm Jane Scott, the president and the CEO of the Columbus Metropolitan Club. Mo is more than willing to take on really tough issues, and he never shies away from difficult situations, from the conflicts and the problems that all businesses have, whether it's a nonprofit or a for-profit business. And he's willing to look at lots and lots of different options and to really dissect a problem so that it makes it much, much easier to deal with and much easier to find solutions.
My name is Dawn Tyler Lee, and I first met Mo Wright in the late 90s when I was a student in Project Diversity at United Way, and he was a graduate intern working with Daryl Peel. When you work with RAMA Consulting and Mo Wright, you will get a quality product, you will get professionalism, you will get expertise that is second to none, And what's so impressive about what Mo does is that he is able to really capture the essence of what a group needs, and he has been able to accomplish so much at such a young age.
My name is Michelle Mills, and I am currently the president and CEO of St. Stephen's Community House, and I also serve as a member of Columbus City Council. I would describe working with Mo and the RAMA flow in terms of a Bermuda Triangle. Once you get in, you can't get out. And it's because it's so thorough and fun at the same time. You don't have to look back, you don't have to think again, so you're in and there's no need to get back out. So I would describe it as the Bermuda Triangle.
At the core of who we are, there's about 3 things I think we do exceptionally well. One of those is engaging people's stakeholders. What we know is that organizations are only as good as them understanding who their customers and who are part of their organization. So for us, it really becomes working with those organizations to really hear those voices from whoever their customer and stakeholders are, to translate that into some usable format, and then to use that information in a meaningful way.
I think Mo has had an impact on the Metropolitan Club in that he's just raised our awareness of professionalism. Our board has matured over the years, and Mo's been a part of that, especially just helping us look at our future and look at the tough current situations and how to look at things more professionally in general.
My name is Robert E. Lee III. I'm the principal of Touchstone Hospitality. We're Tim Hortons franchisee. I am about 15 years Mo's senior, but Mo is, I consider him a mentor of mine. He's been an entrepreneur all his career, and I go to him often for advice. So our relationship is personal, but it's very professional at the same time, because as I just began my entrepreneurial journey just a few years ago, I lean on him for a great deal of advice.
First of all, Mo sets the standard for his company. Mo is a consummate professional. One of my favorite Mo Wright quotes is, if you call yourself an entrepreneur and you don't have any contracts, you're just unemployed.
I think the other piece that I value about Mo Wright is that he's a family-oriented man. He's got beautiful daughters and a beautiful wife, and he values his family, he values his friendships, and you can count on him.
You know, at the end of the day, I think all of the work we've done, or all the work I've done, has really been about leaving a legacy for my family, my wife and children. You know, I sacrificed in the early years a lot of opportunities to make, quite honestly, a lot of money to kind of work this dream of mine, and it had to always be about what the next generation of them. I came from very humble beginnings. My family was not a business owner, first in my family to go to college. And so that comes with a certain level of burden and obligation, but also a certain level of opportunity to turn what is not so much wealth in our background to an opportunity to really start creating some generational wealth. So I made that sacrifice in my generation, and hopefully my children and their children will be able to benefit what this RAMA brand will ultimately become. And so I'm excited about them eventually getting involved in the company, and every time they get a chance to come by the office, I want to teach them something about what we do, because at the end of the day, I'm legacy building for them. You know, my 3 girls have a great opportunity to kind of grow this brand to the next level, and I'm looking forward to sitting back one day, and as maybe I'll still be chairman or something, but sitting back and watching them do all the real work. So, next 10 years of RAMA, well, I was planning to close it up tomorrow. It's over. So
What I wish for Mo is a lot of the same. He appears very happy. I would love to see his site in Chicago grow.
In the next 10 years, when we're celebrating the 20th anniversary of RAMA Consulting, I see it as an internationally recognized and sought after company.
In the next 10 years, I want to see RAMA as a Fortune 500 company, and I want Mo to reach back to this year and take a popular theme song that says, "Started on the bottom, now I'm here."
Congratulations, RAMA, on your 10th anniversary.
Congratulations, Mo, on your 10th anniversary.
Congratulations, RAMA, on your 10th anniversary.
CMB, we all we got.